Hello, my name is Terrence and the title of my research is Can the Increase of Books in a Correctional Facility Positively Affect Inmate Behavior? COVID-19 has changed the way our world operates. Due to the multiple ways this virus can be spread, we all have been limited to the amount of human contact we can have. The lack of activities has caused an uproar amongst many of our normal law-abiding citizens, leading to protests locally and nationally. There has been a similar response in many of our correctional facilities. In order to decrease the chances of spreading this deadly virus, many local facilities have cut all non-essential staff from entering. This has in turn stopped activities usually attended for relaxation and mental wellness. The results have been an increase in behavioral problems and violent incidents throughout the facility, doubling the amount of individuals placed on disciplinary segregation, administrative segregation, and protective custody. One of the only programs that we have been allowed to operate is a newly formed mobile library service. Due to the library still being in its beginning stages, we have not been able to fully supply the entire facility. Only the individuals in our general populated areas have had access to the books, and that's only been once a month. The plan of action will be to increase the number of people who have access to the library by offering the library to people who are in our segregated areas and monitor any positive or negative changes in their behavior. For this research, we will use 12 male participants in a maximum security facility that I currently work in. The 12 individuals will be given full access to the newly formed library service in the facility. The individuals will be measured by their participation and their documented behavioral issues with a 2-week baseline, and then they'll be observed for another 4-week period. The data collection will be done by using direct and indirect observation. The main methods used to measure the behavior of the individual will be to monitor them remotely, to observe their movements. I will also use the law books in their assigned housing units to monitor any documented behavioral issues. The first group will be labeled the low-level group. The low-level individuals are not considered problematic in the correctional facility, but are placed in this study for their young age or tenure in the facility. The second group will be labeled the mid-level group. The individuals in this group are part of the more problematic individuals in the facility, but have not done nothing drastic enough for them to be permanently placed on any form of segregation. The third group will be labeled the high-level group. All the individuals in this group are considered very dangerous due to their ability to influence other incarcerated individuals and or their history of assaulting others. As I stated previously, the main methods used to measure the behavior of the individuals will be any written reprimands placed in their journals. Any infraction will be categorized in 4 sections: none, minor, medium, and major. All the individuals will be offered access to reading material weekly, and it will be documented when they do not take a book. For the lower group, during the first 2 weeks, none of the individuals had any major behavioral problems. The only issue came from the individual who will be referred to as LL2, who refused to comply with directives from staff during both weeks. The mid-level group all had a variety of behavioral issues during the baseline period. All of the behavioral issues range from refusing to comply with staff to physical violence towards other individuals in the facility. The fact that all of these individuals who were previously chosen for this group participated in a variety of different incidents highlights the increase in behavioral issues we're having recently. The high-level group had similar baseline results to the mid-level group. Despite all of these individuals already being placed on disciplinary or administrative segregation, this did not deter any of their behavioral issues. All individuals in the high-level group were involved with medium or major behavioral issues during the baseline period. In particular, the individual who will be referred to as HL1, who had several incidents, both medium and major, during this period. All four of the individuals in the low-level group participated with the library service every week. Only individual in this group that had any documented behavioral issues was individual referred to by as LL2, who had two minor issues during the baseline but became very productive during the last 4 weeks. Sadly, I was not able to get any of the four participants I chose for the mid-level group to use the library service. As you can see, all four of them continue to have minor or medium behavioral issues throughout the 6-week period. The high-level group only had 2 out of the 4 to actually participate in using the library service. HL1 in particular was one of my biggest concerns, was probably one of our strongest participants. My initial fear was due to his destructive behavior, he would end up destroying one of the books and further limiting my already small inventory. HL1 has been on disciplinary segregation for over half a year, mainly due to his destructive behavior. HL1 became probably the most absorbed individual with the library and made sure that whenever he saw any of our staff that he told them to contact me whenever he needed a new book. His book selection was also interesting to me. The individual chose the Harry Potter series, which was apparently his favorite, and he wanted to read them again. HL1 did have one minor disciplinary issue during the 4-week period, but overall, I believe the books had a positive impact on this individual behavior. HL3 was also an individual who I was hesitant about. HL3 continued to be one of the most dangerous individuals in my facility. HL1 had been caught smuggling small amounts of dangerous contraband during the base period. Despite that, HL3 was highly productive in using the library service. HL3 is highly intelligent, but is also a seasoned criminal. Towards the end of the 4-week period, HL3 was caught being involved with a large ring of contraband entering the facility. In conclusion, I believe that the evidence soundly shows that having access to more books can have a positive impact on the individual's behavior. Out of the 12 participants, 6 used the library service. The 6 participants had a total of 5 behavioral issues during the baseline period, which range from minor behavioral issues to major. During the 4-week period, the 6 participants had only 2 behavioral issues. At this time, I plan to present my findings to our program manager in hopes of further expanding the library. I will continue to supply the individuals placed on disciplinary segregation access to the library until advised otherwise.